So here is the first look and unboxing of the Akaso action camera EK7000. So to start with, on the back, the specifications is as an integrated wireless network, super wide angle lens of 170 degrees, 2.4 GHz remote control included, a 2-inch display, micro SD HC card which is not included with the package, various mounts and accessories included which we will look at in a moment, input, output, micro USB and HDMI. What it says, characteristics on here, it says definition of up to 4K. Now, as far as I'm aware, it's not true 4K, it's interpolation. The resolutions it has is video at 4K, 25 frames per second, 2.7K at 30 frames per second, and 1080p at 60 frames per second. But I also know it's supposed to do 720 at 120 frames per second, but we will look at that in my next video where we go more in depth into the menu system. Photo resolutions is 12 megapixels, 8 megapixels, 5 and 4, all at JPEG. Battery is a 1050 milliamp battery, and in this particular edition it comes with 2 batteries. Waterproof in the case up to 98 feet. Wireless connection, yes, and it is a multi-language setup, so you've got various languages you can choose from. Now, a quick look around the box. You've just got some various photographs there of the product itself, the specifications I just read off on the back, along with the various different color options that are on the system, and then just some more pictures of it in various different mounts. So let's take this out of the box and have a bit of a closer look. So I've already cut the bits of sellotape that are holding it on. So here we have it mounted in the sort of quite typical of this GoPro style packaging. It's mounted to a tile mount that is on top of the box. So just in the box there you've got your manual, which is in various different languages. I see French there and some other languages, Spanish. Don't need that at the moment. So there is the camera itself. It's very reminiscent of the GoPro style camera that we're well used to at this point. So we'll take it out of the case. So to get it out, you just pull the lever like that out, and then the back comes off. So just give it a bit of a shake and out comes the camera itself. Now the camera feels quite heavy. It's already preloaded with 1 battery in the case, or in the camera itself. So it does feel quite sturdy. It has a nice matte finish along the front here. So here we are with a close-up look of the camera unit itself. Again, quite reminiscent of the GoPro style cameras that we're well used to. It has a mode and power button on the front there, and then your shutter and select button is on the top. The white thing here is a indicator light to tell you whether the camera is turned on or not. It does also have a small record LED on the front, and on the side here you've got your up and down options for when you're navigating through the menu system. Then on the back you have your 2-inch display along with an indicator LED light, which I'm assuming at this point is your Wi-Fi signal, because it is a Wi-Fi enabled camera. Then on the side here you have your mini HDMI, your micro USB, and then your micro SD card slot. So your card would just sort of push in there. This camera doesn't come with a SD card as standard. Some other kits may do, but this particular one doesn't. So we'll just peel off the protective film along the front, Not a big fan of these ones that are sticky because they tend to leave a bit of a residue on the lens. So I would advise, before using it on the first outing, I would advise giving the lens a proper clean. Again, there is a protective film on the back just to protect the LCD in transport. So we will turn this on and see what happens. So there we are with the first look at the camera itself. So I'll put this to one side and we'll take a look at the accessories that come with this. So we're just going to take a quick look at the accessories and things that come with the EK7000 action camera. Now you get your waterproof housing, which is on the typical sort of mount on top, which is a sort of a tile mount. It's for display purposes, but there are some alternative uses you can use that for. So you just unscrew that, typical of the action camera style. So you have a nice protective filter lens on the front. You've got access to all of your buttons with the mount, and a waterproof seal, which, as it does say, is up to 98 feet. This does have protective film over the back panel. So there is the waterproof housing. So we will go on to the contents of what is in here. And first off, we have a strap. And we have the data stroke charge USB cable. Various sort of clips here. There's some zip ties and a metal tie, just to, if you've got it somewhere sort of precarious and you think it might fall, just to protect it from dropping out of a tree or, whatever you've hung it to. So here we have a clip mount. Now, what this will enable you to do is to clip it to clothing, or you could clip it to a box, or quite handy wee mount there. We have another mount for mounting it in various different positions. A slight variation on that one, which seems to be a bit shorter and also at a 90-degree angle compared to the other one. So one is for mounting it this way, and the other one will mount it this way. We have the good old bicycle stroke tube mount. All of these screw mounts here seem nice and chunky, but not too big, because some of them can be a little bit too big. But this one, they're nice and chunky, you can get your fingers on them. So I know some of them can be a little bit of a pain to undo once they get a little bit tight. So here is another mount. Let's get this out. So that one would mount your camera in this direction. We have the second spare battery, which, as I said, is a 1050 milliamp battery, 3.7 volts, rechargeable Li-ion battery pack made in China. And the model number on this is the PG1050. That's the spare battery. And we have the included remote control that comes with the EK7000. Now what this does is it'll link directly with the camera and allow you to remotely start and stop video recording and also take pictures. So we'll do a demonstration in another video of that functioning. So this, the first thing I took out, the strap. This is the strap for this. So we have another mount. There's an awful lot of mounts that come with this. Again, the It's a slight variation on one of the ones I took out earlier. This one would mount the camera in this direction, and then this other one will mount it in either this direction or this direction. Obviously the other one can be reversed as well. So it's just a 90-degree variation on that. We have a spare back door, which is always very handy. It's exactly the same as the one that's on here, because the back door on most cases, I know from experience with other action cameras and other people that I know that have them, they complain the back door can very easily crack, especially along the bottom, or it gets scratched. It's quite prone to damage, so it's handy to have a spare one of these. So I will put that there. And we have what looks to be a mount for a tripod. Yeah, we have a mount that will fit into a standard camera tripod. I'm assuming that's a European fit, but you also have an adapter so that you can adapt any of these mounts here. That would screw in, and then you just screw that on like that, and then you'd mount your camera on there, or you would mount it onto a normal camera tripod or a monopod. It can also be used for attaching to selfie sticks, which can be a very handy little mount. And so we have another clip mount here. So that one again will fit in just there. And we have a skeleton housing, which is very handy if you're going to be using the camera in not so dangerous spots, or it's not going to get wet. The camera will slot in. I just realized this, so it's that way. There we go. Some of these skeleton housings go in different way round. As I said, this is my very first look at this, so there we are. The camera slots in nice and firm, and then to take it out, you just lift the top part and it slots straight out. You've got a screw mount, standard camera screw mount on the top and bottom of this, so you can mount this to a stand or the screw mount that we had earlier, and then you could screw in, say, a light or a microphone on top if you wanted. Now we have some various other straps that will help you strap these mounts to various different things. Got some nice wee small Velcro straps there. They sort of just Velcro to themselves. Nice thin ones for getting into awkward positions. And then we have some thicker ones here, which these are sort of belt clips, which would just go, there we go, you release it, push it through, put it back up again, and then you've got a nice tight fit. And we have two of those. I'm assuming one might be longer than the other. No, we have two of those exactly the same. Now the mounts, the base mounts that a lot of these fit into are right here. Now we have two of them, and they're dual purpose. You have some sticky mounts on the base plates here, so you can stick them to various surfaces. I will note that yes, one of them is flat and one of them does have a slight curvature to it, so one would be very good for mounting on crash helmets and that sort of thing, and various other flat surfaces. Now these mounts here will go straight through these as well, so you just feed them underneath, and then you can tape them to whatever you want. You can even use it to tape it to your wrist. So that's gives you a lot of options. So a lot of these ones here, they just slot straight in. Let me just see which way these ones slot. So it goes over like that and slots in there nice and tight, so that's not going to go anywhere. It's good to see that they're actually quite stiff and they're not, you know, loose and easy to get in and out. There is one of the other small amounts there. It's not too hard to get it in, but it's nice and sturdy once that is in there. There's no give, you know, side to side. There's a small bit of play front and back, but that's not too much of an issue. You just squeeze the back two pins and out it comes again. So there are, oh, and you also get a nice handy cleaning cloth, which you can use for cleaning your lens or the back panel. So there we are. It's a very nice wee system from the initial impression of this. You get a lot of accessories with this pack. I was actually quite surprised about the amount of accessories you got with this. As I said, you get the spare battery, you get the controller, a whole load of various different mounts, so you can mount this in just about whatever position that you want. And that's basically my unboxing and first look at this. I will be making another video with lots of different video clips. I will be sampling this in various different lighting conditions, and also just to give you an idea of the sound quality that you get out of this camera. I will be doing that both in the skeleton case on its own and also in this case itself, although we all know that it's going to sound absolutely terrible in this, but we'll see what it sounds like compared to others. So, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you found it of interest, and if you have any questions, please don't forget you can leave a comment down below in the comment box. You can also message me on Facebook and Twitter. Links will be down in the description. I will be making more videos on this particular camera and a more in-depth video on this camera. I will be sharing clips in various different lighting conditions with this camera, because I know when I was looking for the camera, I wanted to see how well it performed in low light, in normal light, indoor light, outdoor light. So I'll be doing footage showing all of the different lighting conditions I can think of that you would want to know about. If you want to know about any particular lighting scenarios you want to see the video footage of this camera with, please again drop a comment down below. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I am here to try and help as best I can. And this has been James Lawson-Smith. Please don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe.